All right, let's jump right in. If you've ever wondered about becoming an instructional designer, or even what that job title means, you're in the right place. We're going to break down what this career is all about.
You know the feeling, right? You're clicking through some online training, and it's just dull. Or maybe it's super confusing, and you can't help but think, man, there has to be a better way to teach this stuff.
Well, that little voice in your head, that's the voice of an instructional designer. That instinct to fix, to clarify, and to make learning actually work for people is the absolute core of this profession.
Okay, so let's get down to brass tacks. What is an instructional designer, really? What's the mission? Think of an ID as an architect, but for learning. Their job is to design experiences that aren't just effective, but are also efficient and, believe it or not, appealing. You'll see different titles out there, course analyst, learning specialist, you name it, but the goal is always the same: help people learn better. Now, these learning architects don't just show up and start building. Nope, they've got a whole toolkit of proven models and methods to guide them.
And the most important tools in that kit are these frameworks. They're like the blueprints for a house. You wouldn't build a house without a blueprint, right? Same idea here. And while there are a bunch of different models, there's one that you absolutely have to know.
And here it is, the famous ADDIE model. It's kind of the gold standard. It's a 5-step process. You start with analysis. What's the problem we're trying to solve? Then you design the solution. You lay out that blueprint. After that, you actually develop it, build the thing. Then you implement it. You roll it out to learners. And finally, and this is so important, you evaluate it. Did it work? What can we do better next time? It's a full circle.
And listen, this isn't just some textbook theory. When you go into an interview for an ID job, you can pretty much bet they're gonna ask you about ADDIE. It's popular for a reason, it works, and employers want to know that you get it.
Okay, knowing the models is one thing, but instructional design isn't just you alone in a room with a computer. It's a team sport, which brings us to the people part.
You could design the most visually stunning interactive course ever made, but you know what? If the information in it is wrong, it's totally useless. That's where your subject matter experts, we call them SMEs, come in. They're the experts with the knowledge, and your relationship with them can make or break a project.
So how do you make that relationship work? It's all about respect. Respect their time, respect their knowledge, come to meetings prepared, having done your homework, ask smart questions that get to the why and the how, not just the surface level stuff, and just listen. Really listen. Make them feel heard, and they'll become your biggest ally.
So we've got the models, we've got the people skills, but what does the job actually feel like day to day? Let's get into the real-world gauntlet of being an ID.
This one is huge. So many people think being an ID means you just get to be creative all day. But the reality? Oh, you're gonna wear a lot of hats. One minute you're a project manager hitting deadlines, the next you're tech troubleshooter figuring out why a video won't play. You have to be a jack of all trades.
When you boil it all down, research says success in this field really comes down to 4 key areas. You've got to have that core instructional design knowledge. You need great communication skills. You have to be a relentless problem solver. And yes, you need some tech knowledge to use the tools of the trade. You really need a strong mix of all 4.
Okay, let's put it all together. You've got the skills, you know the reality of the job. How in the world do you convince someone to hire you? Let's talk interviews.
ID interviews are less about trick questions and more about seeing how you handle real-world challenges. They want to hear your stories. So let's game plan for a few questions you're almost guaranteed to hear.
The classic difficult SME question. They're testing your people skills here. The key is to have a strategy. Don't just say you'd be patient. Talk about making their life easier. Maybe you'd give them a simple template to fill out, or record a quick chat with them so they can just talk instead of write. Show them you're proactive.
Here, they're looking for resilience. Can you handle it when things go wrong? 'Cause they will. My advice? Use the STAR method: situation, task, action, and result. Tell a clear, concise story. Don't focus too much on the problem. Focus on your actions and the awesome result you achieved. This is your moment to shine. It doesn't matter if you were a teacher, a graphic designer, or a barista. Think about the skills you used. Did you manage projects? Did you have to explain complex things simply? Connect those dots for the interviewer. Show them how your unique path makes you a perfect fit. No matter what question they ask, the secret is this: keep it clear, keep it brief, and always tie back to the core skills of an ID. Tell a story that proves you can communicate, solve problems, and design effectively. And that brings us to the final thought. The most important question isn't one you'll get in an interview. It's one for you. The tech, the tools, the theories, they're always changing in this field. So are you ready to be a lifelong learner? Because at the end of the day, that curiosity, that drive to keep growing, is the single most important skill an instructional designer can have.